We're recording now. Yes.
Yes, that's what it says.
Yes. So you've been out and about though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit. I mean, like I drive around and pick up cigarettes and stop by McDonald's.
Yeah.
That kind of out and about.
Speaking of food, I saw that you got yourself signed up for Meals on Wheels. How is that?
Terrible.
Terrible food.
They're really dreadful. It's institutional food. It's not seasoned.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, you don't have to keep doing it. I mean, it was really not so much about the food as it was about, having a touchstone, a daily kind of check-in.
Yeah, that's nice. I'm going to see what I can do with these meals, if I can modify them to make them edible or, right now they're mostly sitting in the fridge. I ate the nice parts and I got 3 boxes of the, cubed carrots kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe that's what it will be. You just take the parts you want and then supplement with your own food.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember one time I signed up for like a heart healthy meat delivered meal plan thing.
Yeah.
They were so bad. Like I had a bunch in my freezer. I ended up just throwing them away. They were so bad I could not even eat them. Well,
it may have come from the same kitchen. So.
Yeah, and I'm not very particular about food. I mean, I like good food. But food is fuel, and I could not eat it. It was that bad. Blah.
Yeah. Dietitians are not our friends. They need to include classes in making food taste good.
Yeah, I mean, it's not about really, I mean, you should be able to enjoy eating.
Yeah.
I mean, it shouldn't just be something that you do because you have to. There's no reason for that.
I know that gravy and butter are bad for you, but they make things taste good.
They do, yeah. And it's like I told my dad, is like, he's like 85 now, I think. I'm just like, eat what you want. Why not? Right? Yeah. Oh, so you were going to tell me the story about, is this the free school thing?
Camp Tomoka, the summer camp for mostly New York middle class, mostly Jewish kids.
Yeah.
Up in the Berkshires.
So what happened? You said something about a strike?
Yeah, well, I when I was telling you the story, I skipped the beginning because I forget some of the details in it, but Mr. Grable and I really did not get along very well. We didn't understand each other, and it was fairly early in the year when he decided to fire me. So okay, I'll find something else to do.
Yeah.
But the kids were traumatized, so the camp went on strike until I got reinstated. and then it got complicated from there. That's when I saw my VW for the VW bus that got me in trouble with the law and led me to jail and all that. So.
Tell me this VW bus story. I can't remember if you told it to me or
not. Okay. I was driving a VW bus, and at some point I got an offer to. No, I was driving the Bug that I brought back from Colorado, and I got and offered to swap it for a VW bus. And I said, well, that's cool. You can go camping. You can carry a lot
Right.
more stuff. You know, there.
Yeah.
So I swapped it for the VW bus. Let's see. The first thing, I had to take it down to get the steering welded back in place because the wheel was flopping around and it was not safe.
Yeah.
And then the next problem was that the muffler was blown. So it was hard to drive around subtly, but so I had to go get another muffler, and I really didn't have enough friends with cars around to say, you know, could you drive me into Lee to get a muffler and stuff. So I just took off in the bus, and partly there, I think it was the state trooper that stopped me and found out that beside the muffler that I didn't have insurance or registration. You know, I was going to get that stuff once I got the bus fixed, but you're not supposed to drive around like that.
Yeah.
So he escorted me over to the Great Barrington Courthouse and jail, and ensconced me down in the dungeon and in the basement.
So you got taken to jail for no license and no registration, not just a ticket?
Yeah.
Wow, times have changed.
Yeah, well, it was different. And when I was sitting in court, you know, waiting for my case to be called, oh, this was, you know, you heard the Arlo Guthrie story about the Alice's restaurant.
Mm.
Yeah, well, I got the blind judge also. You know, they lead him in it, and I know that this is not going to go well. I pled guilty with an explanation. He wasn't impressed at all.
With your explanation?
Yeah. So I forget what the fine was, but some kind soul from the camp finally came and bailed me out and took me back to camp. Meanwhile, they had impounded the VW bus, and I knew that, you know, you got to bail it out, you got to get it fixed. This is going to be more complicated than I can handle. So I just said, well, I guess the VW bus was not my destiny. So
Yeah, we'll just let that go.
yeah, when I got back to civilization, I got like a 61 Rambler, and that turned out to be a great little car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had cars impounded before, mostly because they broke down and I wasn't able to get them off the road or something, but it's virtually impossible because the fees are compounded daily. It ends up being more than the car is worth.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
I used to drive really, really crappy cars. Like I would pay $500 for a car and then just drive it till it died.
Yeah, that's about right. When I replaced my VW with the Rambler, that was a $500 Rambler. That was, you know, some old guy and who had had it for years and was getting too old to drive it. Kind of thing.
500 is still a lot of money back then, though.
It was. It was a decent chunk.
Yeah. Yeah, not like today. I think I paid $6,000 for my car, and it's a 2003. But it's been a great car. I love it.
Yeah, nice one.
Yeah, you've been in it plenty of times.
Yeah. Well, that Toyota Corolla has ended up being the best car I've ever bought. I'm really glad I have that one.
My parents had a Toyota Corolla wagon.
Yeah.
And I was in 10th and 11th, or no, 11th and 12th grade. And we used to take that to Santa Barbara to go to the beach. This is when we lived at Lompoc.
Oh, yeah.
We used to drive it to Santa Barbara, and I regularly got that thing up to like 115 miles an hour.
Oh, my God.
I know. And it was one of those things that you had to, so sometimes it wouldn't start, and you had to tap the solenoid with a hammer.
What kind of car was it?
It's a Toyota Corolla wagon.
And you could get it up over 100?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Don't tell me that. I might try it.
I know. Because the road to Santa Barbara from Lompoc, where Vandenberg was, is just this big sweeping wine, kind of big hills and big curves. And yeah, it was fun. It was a fun drive. I don't think I still don't think my parents know that I did that.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you ever live in California?
No, I just passed through. When I was in Denver, I went on vacation and kind of made the loop with Hollywood and the La Brea tar pits and talking with writers, film writers and stuff. And then I went up to San Simeon, and then.
Did you take the tour for Hearst Castle?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was wonderful. And then I made my way up to San Francisco and hung out there for a while. It was a great loop. It was a great little West Coast trip. But no, I never lived in California, although it looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I don't think so much now it would be. But back then, because when did I graduate? 81, 40 years ago from high school. Yeah, and back then it was pretty fun. It was just that's what we did. Right, we went to the beach.
At that time, I was influenced by like Annette Funicello and Beach Party movies.
Beach Party bingo.
So I tried sleeping on a California beach, and what I didn't realize was that about 4 a.m. they have these huge tractors dragging rakes through to get rid of all the debris. I had to make a quick exit before I ended up being part of the debris.
Yeah. Did you have a tent, or would you just sleeping on the beach?
I think I was just sleeping on the beach.
Yeah.
Sleeping bag kind of thing.
Yeah, we used to have bonfires, and it's much more regulated now, I think.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you have to, there's certain beaches that you can have bonfires, I think, and, you can't just be a bunch of kids going out there and, buying a 6-pack of beer thinking you're all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was funny.
Yeah, these days bonfires would be an awful idea.
Yeah, I've heard the fires are starting up again.
Are you getting any smoke?
No.
It's pretty clear here also.
Yeah, I don't know. I was looking at the fire map, and there is a fire going somewhere, but I can't remember where it was. And there's, of course, one in California that's big.
There's one about 30 miles from here that's getting bigger.
Oh, yeah, that's where it is? Because I saw that I saw a little blurb about it, but I didn't look into it any further.
Yeah.
I hope there's no fires when I take my road trip in September.
Oh, gee.
That would stink.
A lot can change.
Huh?
Yeah. A lot can change. Maybe we'll get rain and.
Yeah, it changes fast too.
Settle down.
When I took my road trip 2 years ago down into California, I stayed the first night in Klamath, along the Klamath River. And it was so smoky that the sun at midday was like a dark red.
Oh, gee.
Yeah, it was bad. I was down in this big rocky canyon. along the river, and yeah, it was hard to breathe.
When was that?
A couple of years ago. Remember when I drove down into California, down into Southern California and back?
Oh, yeah.
And then when I was on my way back, I was going to camp at Humbug Mountain on the South Coast.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so smoky and so bad that I just drove straight through.
Wow.
Yeah. So hopefully we will not have a catastrophic fire season this year.
Yeah. I hope it changes gears and
Yeah,
gets back
we could use a
habitable
break.
for human beings.
Yeah, we could use a break from catastrophe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've had our fill. Were you ever involved in or were you ever anywhere where there was like a natural disaster?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Of course, I watched the 9/11 attack
Mm.
on TV. It's about as close as I got to it.
Yeah. We had a bunch of earthquakes in California.
Ooh.
Yeah, I remember one time it was like a magnitude 7, but at the time I had a waterbed.
Uh-oh.
And I just remember waking up and thinking a semi truck was driving at the house, like at my house. That's what it sounded like.
Yeah.
It sounded exactly like a semi truck was about to crash into the house, and then the waterbed was just going,
Oh, gee.
and then it stopped, and it was just like, okay. Yeah, a couple of earthquakes while I was down there. Nothing disastrous.
I was through a couple of earthquakes in Colorado. I told you about that, didn't I?
No.
Oh, I told you about Rocky Flats and the Rocky Mountain Arsenal and all that. You know, going out and playing with dynamite out in the eastern prairies.
Yeah.
Let's see. What was I trying to say? What were you just saying?
Earthquakes in Colorado.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so they were let's see. I don't know if they were doing fracking or what, but they had the technology to drill deep boreholes and then pump a lot of water into them. I, I'm not sure what they were trying to extract or accomplish with that. But let's see. One morning, I woke up. I didn't have a waterbed, but it was the same thing. Something's off.
Yeah. Why is everything moving?
My rocking chair is rocking away and all that. So there was that incident, and let's see. Oh, the second earthquake was. I think I was watching an X-rated movie downtown, and the earthquake hit, and I said, "Oh shit, I'm going to have a bad obituary." You know, I'd be disgraced. This is awful.
Of the porn theater.
Yeah, dying in earthquake is bad enough, but dying in a porn house is takes the romance out of it.
You know, when I lived in Korea, it was 9th and 10th grade. And I can't remember the details around this. I think it was just a bunch of boys said that they were going to take a bunch of us girls to a movie. We're like, okay. And it turned out to be Linda Lovelace.
Oh, that's a little bit rough for a kid that age.
Yeah. Yeah, I just remember sitting in that theater going, what the hell am I doing here? Why? This is not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, though we all stayed. You know, it was back in the day where you don't have a voice, right?
Oh, right. Yeah,
Where you
you're a
just like
kid.
like it would cause a scene to get up and leave in the middle of it, and you didn't do that, right?
That's unfortunate because that's there's no need to be showing kids that age that kind of stuff.
No, no, not at all. That whole place was just kind of messed up. Just being those entire 2 years were just a blur of weird, odd, really messed up stuff.
Now, was that when you were at the base?
Yangsan Air Force Army Base.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dad was stationed there for 2 years. I went to 9th and 10th grade there. You said you've never been out of the country, right? Except for Canada?
Yeah, that's all.
Good report. I averaged an hour of screen time per day last week. Not too shabby. On my phone. I get this weekly report that tells me how much time I spent looking at my phone. Not too shabby.
That's good feedback.
Yeah. Yeah, next time I come to visit you, we should just go for a drive. Maybe I'll come like right after work or leave or work early on a Friday and take advantage of this weather while we still have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mornings are nice and cool now.
And now that things are all opened up, we can go out and actually sit down and dine or do something like that.
Yeah, yeah. We need to head from your area over to the coast. That would be Highway 18, right?
I think so.
West.
Yeah, I think so.
That's a really long drive.
I kind of interfered with the plans to go to the coast last time.
With you. Yeah, but it was, it was the right thing to do because going further, it just wasn't,
It would have made too long a day, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was a good call to kind of make a detour to the casino, have some food, win some money.
I went back and lost it all back.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way it works. So I'm going to give myself some more time before I go out and
Yeah.
again.
Yeah. Yeah. I just can't do that. Can't throw away, there's some German peasant frugality or something that just, I can't gamble. Like, it just makes me super uncomfortable. Not when other people do it, but if I'm using my money, yeah.
Do you think it's a German thing? I've had German guests make fun of the casinos here, and
Yeah, maybe so. I think it's, part a heritage thing, but it's mostly growing up with my dad. Like there's no free lunch, no free lunch, no free lunch. Right? It was instilled in us very young, I think. And I'm very wary of anything that looks like a free lunch.
You ever seen those punch cards that they used to sell? They had little holes in them, and you took a pencil and pushed the hole, and a piece of paper came out the other side and told you how much you'd won. It is kind of a very quick lottery thing that can be done on the spot in the store.
Yeah. Did you ever win anything that way?
No, but it got me started gambling. I mean, this is stuff that my dad brought home to entertain us when we were kids.
Yeah, so it was like the early version of a scratch off.
Yeah, and he was also early as a bingo caller when, before the church took that over and made it halfway respectable.
Right.
So we had bingo cards, and I don't think they had markers. We used lima beans at that time for markers.
Oh, funny. Yeah, it's all like you could spend a lot of money just on stuff to do it now. There's people who just make it a big, like a whole thing, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm not sure. I don't think I played bingo for real.
I
Yeah.
have once or twice, and it's kind of fun, not because of the you might win thing for me, but because dabbing the little numbers is very satisfying.
Yeah.
For some reason, it's very, very satisfying to take, to be able to black out numbers, and just the doing of it is oddly satisfying.
Yeah, that was a well-designed game.
Yeah. I think I saw something in Caitlin, my daughter-in-law's story on Facebook yesterday that my son is creating a board game. I'll have to ask him about that.
Oh,
He really likes playing like strategic games and role-playing games, Um,
like the Dungeons and Dragons stuff.
kind of, but more not fantasy, like Settlers of Catan and Risk and Stratego and, all those.
I played Risk. That's a very challenging game. It's good.
Yeah, and I have no patience for it. I
Good
get,
practice for learning how to take over the world.
yeah, I get really bored. I will not play board games with my kids, first of all, because the boys are super competitive
Yeah.
and it becomes a thing, right? I mean, you're like really competitive, and I am the complete opposite. I'm not competitive at all. And I get uncomfortable, and then I get really, really bored. Like not even Monopoly. I
Oh,
won't. Cards and board games. My kids know that I won't do it.
I I haven't played Monopoly in years. When I was a kid, we were never sure when it was done. We just quit when we got
Because
bored.
you're never done.
Huh?
Because you're never done.
Yeah.
That's the thing about Monopoly. It just goes on and on and on for an eternity.
That was my impression. Yeah.
Yeah, that is not fun. I'm already bored, and now we can't stop. I hate that game. Oh, so what's your plan for the rest of the weekend?
Oh, I don't think I have plans. I'm just kind of winging it lately.
Yeah, I do like it that you're kind of getting out more.
Yeah.
I will talk to my friend Angela though, because man, those stairs where you're at make me. I don't like it.
And Angela,
Angela is the social worker that has a lot of connections in the area of Medicaid and how the system works and all of that.
so you're thinking, you know, a senior home or something like that?
Yeah, what do you think?
I'll probably end up in one of those sooner or later. So sooner is just as good.
Yeah, and I think most of the places, like the ones we looked at, have
Yeah.
a couple year waiting list.
Oh, okay. So it's
So
time to,
best to start now, I think.
yeah. You're right.
Because then, I mean, you're fully compost mentis. You're fully able to drive around and go get your stuff and do all that
Yeah.
stuff. But it would be so much easier if you weren't on the second floor,
Oh,
right? Like you
yeah.
could just walk out your door.
That could be the next obstacle. That's the challenge, getting up and down the stairs. So far, I'm okay, but
Mm.
it might be prudent to get something that doesn't require the stairs.
Yeah, and if it's, I mean, even just an accidental trip and yeah, I mean, that fall would be bad.
It's a long way, and the stairs are concrete. And yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you could really take a header on that.
Yeah. I mean, I trip going up and down stairs sometimes.
Uh,
Almost took a header down my studio stairs the other day. 'Cause
oh,
I missed putting my foot on the step, and you know how when your heel hits the edge of the step and you kind of go skidding down?
oh,
Yeah.
oh! I'm glad you don't need any more problems.
I know. It's all I need is to break a hip and be out of
Yeah.
commission for 6 months or so.
Oh,
Yay. Yeah, so I mean, those concrete steps are nasty for anybody going up and down them. And
yeah.
it's not so much that I think that you're too frail for them. I just think that it would be a lot more fun for you and a lot easier if you didn't have to negotiate that extra obstacle.
I I don't think I'm going to get better at it.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I will I'll chat Angela up and see what she has to say. I think she said something about Medicaid is the easiest way to go, so we'll have to see if you qualify, I
Okay.
think. And then, I mean, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to change anything if you don't want, but I think you should have the option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of like the idea of having human beings around that I can communicate with. That would be a nice break.
Yeah, and it's because you're super isolated.
Yeah. I think that the novelty has worn off, especially with this pandemic crap.
Yeah. Yeah, enough alone time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's common knowledge that just human contact is something that we need to maintain good mental health.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Then, and you have the option of contact or no contact, right? Like if you're there, you can go whenever you want. You can leave whenever you want. You don't have to negotiate the stairs. You can have social contact if you want it, but you can also shut your door and
Right.
not, right? Yeah, I
Yeah.
just think you would have a lot more options.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I will talk to Angela then. See if I think you told me how much money you have, and I think that's the next step. So I will talk to Angela.
Okay. I I think that my Sicilian wives are mad at me. They didn't. Neither of them called me yesterday.
Yeah.
I think I made the mistake of mentioning the the time of the calls. I said, "Gee, we've been speaking for 4 hours now." Actually, she's been speaking for 4 hours. I've been nodding and saying, "Yeah." And she may have taken exception to that. I'm not sure.
Which one is this?
Oh, Mary Ellen.
Mary
In,
Ellen. That's the
in
one with the grandson, right?
Yeah, with the half Vietnamese, Russian, whatever the hell he is, grandson.
How is he doing? Is he staying out of trouble?
Seems to be,
Good.
but uh, with everything stirred up, he's not making an easy transition the way that it was hoped.
No, that's too bad.
Yeah, he's not getting in trouble, but then I don't think he's on a good career path or anything like that either.
Yeah. Yeah. What about your other ex-wife? How's she doing?
Oh, Linda. Yeah, she's been doing a lot of criticism of me lately. You know, the way that I manage the cat and you know, my diet and a bunch of stuff that really doesn't concern her.
Yeah.
But she likes to find fault and nag and all that, and I can entertain a certain amount of that, but I must have indicated that it was unwelcome because she.
We are full
Yeah,
up the criticism. Yeah. So maybe it's a nice break because you
yeah,
know they're going to call you back. They're not going to stop calling you.
yeah. I'll give him a few days and call back and see what's up.
Yeah. Make peace.
Let's see the last the last conversation that I had with Mary Ellen ended because the battery on my phone ran out after 4 hours.
Sorry. Gotta go now.
Yeah,
Oh man. I could not do that. Yeah, I get itchy feet. Like I gotta get up and go do something.
yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of which, it is been half an hour. So let's wrap it up for today. And then this week I will give you a call or send you a message and let's talk about maybe going for a drive on Friday or something.
I'd like that.
Yeah, I think it'd be good. Good for both of us to get out and about.
Do you have Friday off or?
No, but I can take half a day off, I
Okay.
think. And then, or I could take the whole day off. It depends on what's going on. But yeah, let's, are you up for kind of a long afternoon?
Sure.
Okay, let's talk about that during the week then.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna let you go now. I'm gonna head over to the studio and make some pretty stuff.
Good. Have a great day.
Bye.
Talk to you later. All right.